Russel Hobbs, Awaking the Slumbering Giant.
My first encounter with Murdoc was really when the bag went over my head. He asked me for some obscure 50s record, and I turned around and looked for it. I was working behind the counter at a big Rick Black's record shack in the London Soho area. I had my back turned to him for just a moment. That's when he slit the sack over my head and bundled me out of the shop. It wasn't until it came off I found myself at Kong Studios, and Murdoc Nichols was my assailant. The music he played me was good enough to keep me there.
Enter Russel Hobbs, the hip-hop hardman from the US of A. If 2D was the looks, Murdoc the brains, then Russel truly was the heart. While Murdoc and 2D were into music, this dude Russel was a musician whose knowledge of sound spanned the globe. Trouble, however, had always followed Russel Hobbs around.
You see, I heard about this hip-hop maestro Hobs,
says Murdoc.
A one-man rhythm king who'd been possessed by the ghosts of his dead friends. I mean, come on, how much press is that going to get you? I mean, it's got everything, isn't it? Hip-hop, the undead, rapping spirits, deportation, and a devastating drummer all rolled into one big royalty check. No, baby, the second I heard about Russel Hobbs, I knew he was going to be in my band, whether he liked it or not.
Russel, born in Brooklyn, New York City, June the 3rd, 1975, had been sent to England for his own safety after all of Russell's friends were suddenly gunned down one night in a drive-by shooting. He recounts the tale in his deep, slow, East Coast drawl.
It's all so vivid. The sound of the car coming around the back of us. Me and my friends parked outside a 7-Eleven store. It was raining real hard. We was minding our own business, you know. The Humvee, big black Humvee, kind of crawled around the back of the vehicle. And we just knew this was trouble.
Todd, what happened next?
Asks 2D. Murdoc looks at 2D and rolls his eyes. 2D's heard this story 50, 60 times, and Murdoc knows it. He throws a hefty phone book at 2D, hitting him squarely on the back of the head.
Oi! Rain Man, why don't you go and memorize this?
Getting Russell to go through this again was like sitting in on some tedious old fart's therapy session.
Gangbangers,
Russell continued.
Trouble's full of them, all wearing red hooded tops, apart from one. His hoodie was black, the face completely in shadow. Then we noticed the barrel tips, just poking through the window. They opened fire and the night sky was ablaze. The gunfire from the Uzi just lit up the place. My friend Dell died instantly. The others, well, died apart from me. For some reason, the bullets never hit me.
That's really strange.
Now, you may have noticed that actually a lot of what happens to us isn't exactly normal, moron.
Slaps Murdoc. Russell's still with the story.
From where I lay on the floor of the truck, I could see his face. The one with the black hood. It was Death himself, incarnate. The Grim Reaper. Yo, that music's gonna stay with me forever, dog. Immediately, that's when all these spirits that goes to my dead, departed friends all entered my body. Like they was being sucked up. Like sheets being sucked up into a vacuum cleaner. Bam, bam, whoosh, bam. Straight into me.
The process of possession turned Russell's eyes a permanent frosted milky white. It also gave Russell his exceptional music skills, the friends in question being the ones he'd made after his first brush with the demonic underworld, all musical supremos to a man.
Yeah, he was my true soulmate, my friend, my brother. When he was killed, his spirit took residence inside me. He became the ghost rapper who appeared on the Clint Eastwood record. But I've always been a receptacle for wayward spirits, demon apparitions.
Well, Russell,
chirps Murdoc,
that's probably because of the size of vacant real estate you offer.
I think it's more that I guess I kind of vibrate at that frequency.
You what?
I originally used to go to private school in New York, the Xavier School for Young Achievers. But I was removed from there by the faculty governors after an incident in which some of the other graduates were horribly mauled. Unknown to me at the time, I was really possessed by a demon, and a big one too. One night in the campus dormitory, apparently I saw it twice my size, and went on a rampage. Picked up some of the kids and threw them around like dolls. I wouldn't have believed it was me if I hadn't seen the Russel Hobbs was his sign, scrawled in blood, in the school hall. It was definitely my signature.
Murdoc is shaking his head.
Oh, you're such a crackpot, Hobbs, you know that.
Take it easy, Murdoc. I'm gonna pound you Brooklyn style. Anyhow, I was expelled from school for the possession and anxiety sent me into a coma. I was unconscious for about 4 years until Father Mary exorcised the demon from my soul. That's when I came around.
The demon finally vanquished. Russell came to after 4 years in the comatose state. Unfortunately, his old school refused to take him back.
That's when I went to Brooklyn High School and met my new crowd. There were street musicians, rappers, DJs, and MCs. I learned so much so fast. Hip-hop saved my life, my soul.
But this honeymoon period was not to last. The drive-by massacre not only killed his crew, but also sealed his fate. His parents shipped him off to England, to his uncle's home in Belsize Park, and to what they imagined would be a relative safety.
I was sent here to convalesce, to recover and unwind.
But you didn't count on me tracking you down though, did you, mate? Oh, yeah, Russ, didn't think that would happen, did you?
Among Russell's personal belongings that were shipped over was one that was to become a mainstay of the Gorillaz' sonic arsenal, the legendary hip-hop machine.
That box contains every beat known to man. Things irreplaceable. It's the TARDIS of the hip-hop world. Its rhythms span both time and history, right across the universe. When you mess with that machine, it'll eat you whole.
As the big man says, the machine is a towering hybrid of every drum machine, beatbox, rhythm track, breakbeat, and sample ever created. The fact that it also contains the souls of many drummers that roll endlessly around its circuits, well, you can see why the box is so highly coveted. Now, you can't buy that kind of equipment out of the back of Exchange and Mart, can you? With the inclusion of Russell in the band, Gorillaz' stock became boosted no end. He brought with him a love of hip-hop, funk, dub, world music, krautrock, and more. From big band, bluegrass, and booty bass, to jazz, ska, white noise, and reggae, his knowledge was infinite. More than this, his education and schooling in New York brought an understanding of the arts and literature, a tuition that spanned Busted to Basquiat to Bukowski. It's an overused term, but it would be possible to describe Russell as a true Renaissance man. Though I'm not sure exactly what that really means.
It pertains to the Renaissance period, when a gentleman was expected to have a whole breadth of knowledge and talents in a wide range of fields. Unlike Polymaths, who are people who excel in many fields, I'm a cross between the two. I'm a jack of all trades, but a master of drums.
What more could you ask for?
A decent guitarist?